All right, so somebody left a comment in one of my other videos and said that I need to check out the Puma Nitro technology, I guess, on this new sneaker model right here. But I've been wearing these actually for a few weeks already, and I gotta say I'm actually really impressed with what Puma created here. At first glance, online as well as in hand, I automatically think that this is going to be terrible just because it looks like a straight up knockoff to one of my favorite shoes, the Pegasus Turbo 2. I mean, seriously, look at these two shoes. Like, they look like a straight up knockoff of the Pegasus Turbo 2, which again is one of my favorites. So I was like, that's a pretty bold move to create something like this, knowing how much I love the other shoe. But then when I put these on feet, I was like, man, this is actually surprisingly good. So let's go ahead and give you guys a casual review of the Puma Deviate NITRO. What is going on, guys? Hess here, collectivekicks.com. Hopefully you're having a great day out there. If you guys are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you guys want to buy a pair of the Puma Deviate Nitros, I will link them in the description. Tell you guys from the beginning of the video, I think that these fit true to size. I'm a 9.5, got a 9.5, and the price point on these are $160. Now again, I cannot unsee how extremely familiar this shoe is to the Pegasus Turbo. Everything from the upper design and materials, the fused material around the laces, the collar, the tongue shape, the midsole, and then the split colors of the midsole. It's like literally like the biggest bite of the Pegasus Turbo 2. But I have to say, if you can get past that, and it's hard for me to get past that because I absolutely love this shoe, and so it's kind of like, oh man, that's like a cheap shot for them to go ahead and create something like this. But I kind of dig it for a couple reasons. And the main reason is because Nike discontinued this shoe. Like, this is the Pegasus Turbo 2. I haven't seen a Pegasus Turbo 3. It doesn't seem like they're going to be making one. I've done some videos on this shoe right here. This is the Invincible Run, which is another great option from Nike. 100% Zoom X midsole instead of the Zoom X and the React on the Pegasus Turbo 2. So you kind of got the best of both worlds on here. Also, these are extremely lightweight and just all around squishy and comfortable and great on feet. So when I saw these, I was like, psh, like, these are going to be terrible. Like, what is Puma doing? Like, Puma did some stuff with like those fused pellets together with the energy. It looked like basically like Adidas Boost sorta, but it was actually pretty good as well. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. Is that how it's said? Anyway, this shoe, when I put it on, I was like, whoa, okay. I kind of dig it. It's soft. It's squishy on feet. The upper, again, it just reminded me so much of the Pegasus Turbo 2, the tongue shape. And there's a lot of elements about this shoe that were very familiar. Now, I'll show you guys the weight real quick. So this one is 9.4 ounces, and the Pegasus Turbo 2 is 7.8 ounces. So this is definitely a heavier shoe than the Pegasus Turbo 2, so it's not a one-for-one like that. But I would say the overall upper fit and construction is pretty much, again, spot on. The midsole is where they change things up a little bit. You can see you can't bend the shoe backwards. Pegasus Turbo 2 you can, because they have a plate in here, and I'll get into the tech specs of this in a second. One thing, like right off the bat though, that I found as a huge negative to me is this this silver plate that kind of comes around the midsole and the back. It sticks out in the back, and it's actually kind of a sharp like object. I don't know what they were thinking here. This like cut into my ankle. If you hit the wrong spot with this, you're gonna hurt yourself or hurt somebody else. So it's maybe it's sharper because like it's rubbed on cement for myself maybe, but this is a no-go. Like, they need to figure out a way to integrate a plastic TPU sort of thing in the midsole that gives it the properties that they're wanting, which I'll explain it hopefully in a second, but not in a way where it's going to be a liability. So I mean, I wouldn't be honestly surprised if we see these be pulled because of that. It's not a very good look for the company. With that being said, let's get into the tech specs from what Puma says. The product story says, beat your time, then beat it again in the Deviate NITRO. This high performance running shoe is packed with tech for the fastest runs. At the bottom, you get a durable Puma Grip traction and a carbon fiber INNOPLATE. This innovative plate acts as a lever for maximum energy transfer at toe off. For the long runs that outlast the day, you get a 360 reflective lightweight NITRO foam, giving you the max cushioning with improved efficiency. Deviate NITRO is a breathable, form-fitting shoe for an effortless run. So in summary, they hit on a couple key elements on this shoe The Nitro Foam technology is supposed to be soft and squishy, which it is, and responsive. I would say definitely it is all of those things. Next, the energy return from the INNOPLATE, which is carbon fiber, and you can see the little diamond here in the middle of the shoe. It doesn't look like it's carbon fiber, but I guess if you look closer, it is carbon fiber. And you can see you can't bend the shoe backwards because the plate is in the middle of the shoe right in here. And the last thing they talk about is the Puma Grip, the traction of this shoe, which I gotta say is actually really good. Like, it felt really good on feet and definitely feels like there's some really good traction there. I would say it's better than the Pegasus Turbo 2, which is very, very light and minimal, which is probably the reason why this is a little bit heavier. They didn't go too much in the upper. It's pretty much just an engineered mesh upper, which is exactly what we see. Oddly enough, the silver plate in the back does not have a definition. It doesn't say what it is or what it's for. So in my mind, that just needs to go away. So I left these in the garage primarily just so I would grab these and go. So anytime I drove to the store real quick, I threw these on, took Harrison to t-ball practice, or just went to the park and you know, we walked to a couple different parks here and there. So like this was the go-to shoe that I kept coming back to. I didn't want to skip it and go to the next shoe. And sometimes when I get a new shoe that's soft, squishy or whatever, and it's difficult to get on or it's just not that comfortable, I want to reach for something else. And in this case, I just kept going back to this shoe. So I gotta say it's actually pretty good. One thing that I wanted to mention is it's supposed to have that propel, the INNOPLATE thing that's supposed to help propel you forward. It doesn't give you that crazy propulsion feel like you might think it would. Like there's other shoes on the market that have definitely a weird rocker feel, and this, I didn't get that. It does have a nice little propel, but again, it's and I've said this in a lot of other products out there recently, but it's more of a natural motion thing. It's not over exaggerated where you feel like you're, you know, rocking chair rocking off of and, you know, rocking forward to sprint forward. It feels more natural than that, and something that you can wear casually. Some of the other carbon fiber plate runners out there don't feel very good casually. This is one that actually works quite well, and it's not something that I found that irritated my feet or had me flexing the calf of my ankle because I was standing on my tippy toes. Like kind of like a high heel effect, sort of how you're standing on the ball and it like wobbles back and forth. Because of that, it's going to flex your calf a little bit. I didn't have that going on at all. I think the upper is pretty good. It's definitely pretty breathable, and you have some extra padding in the collar around the shoe. Stability-wise, it's pretty good. It's not amazing, but because of how soft and squishy the material is, I wouldn't expect it to be like unbelievably amazing and super stable. It is pretty squishy though, and it does feel good on feet. I would say that the Pegasus Turbo probably feels a little softer on my feet than these, but this is good, man. On feet, as soon as you try them on, you know you have something different. And if you did a blind try-on test of these and you didn't know it was a pair of Pumas, you'd be shocked when you look down and saw. Whoever recommended that I try this out in the previous video, whatever video that was, shout out to you. Kudos to you for leaving that comment. And again, if you have some technology that you'd like to see me review that I haven't done yet, drop a comment in the comment section. A lot of people have mentioned the On Cloud, which is pretty crazy because I'm pretty sure that technology is right down the street from my office. If and whenever I go back into the office, I'll just have to stroll in there and ask them what's up. But yeah, man, I would say that this is actually a really good, soft, comfortable pair of sneakers. It's a little heavier than the Pegasus Turbo. Pegasus Turbo is still above this one in my mind. And I just reviewed the Saucony Endorphin Speed. I'm kind of on the fence. I actually think this is better than the Endorphin Speed. It's a little softer and squishier on feet. I like the color, height on it a little bit. And, you know, part of me is going to like this better just because, again, it mimics one of my favorite shoes. So it's kind of in closer proximity to something that I know I really like. But pretty impressed with what they have here. Puma did a really, really crazy move with these. And I'm curious about this nitro technology. And I could see myself wanting to tweak that foam cushioning in a couple different ways to make these a little softer on feet possibly, but then also not have that crazy plastic plate on the back that sticks out and wants to cut you. I mean, that thing is deadly. You could cut lunch meat with that thing. It's not, I don't know. Anyway, if you guys are interested in buying a pair of these, check the link in the description. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day out there. I have a bunch more videos coming, so stay tuned. And if you don't see my videos in your feed, then come back to the channel and just sort by videos, the most recent ones, and then see what you maybe missed. Have a good one though, and yeah, peace guys.